both performed The Bottle. Brian and Gil Scott-Heron's, Brian's, the 1974 release. How did that collaboration between you come about?
I just happened to be in New York, and Peter Darkwa from BB Records told me to come to the studio and just like hang out, and then I ended up singing on the song.
We're label mates, and you know, we share a musical director.
Yeah.
And when were you first aware of each other?
Oh man,
Years?
Aware of this guy for years.
For years, absolutely. Yeah, I've seen
Absolute legend.
Yeah, Gil Scott in New York in '95, I think. It's been back then.
Yeah, it had to be.
We would have been playing, so yeah.
Brian, you were collaborating with Gil Scott-Heron, amazing sort of Gil Scott-Heron, and you were only in your 20s. I mean, how did that come about?
I was still in diapers, man, when we started working together. Yeah, but actually, literally, I was 16 when Gil and I met. Gil and I both met at Lincoln University, and he was 19, I was 16, and then we started writing music together. We did a whole 10-year stint, you know.
And what was he like to work with?
He was funny. He was fun, you know, and the music always came first. You know, one of the things that we always used to say is that the music came first, and we let it dictate to us what the message was, and that's basically how we collaborated our whole time.
Because his words are really great, aren't they? And the titles are really great.
Yeah.
Who did which bit? Was it you doing the music and him doing the words like some collaborators, or did you both do a bit of each?
We shared, yeah, you know, we shared a lot, you know. Sometimes I would come up with an idea, and one of the things he would always ask me if I came up with a song, would say, well, what were you thinking about, or what were you trying to convey with that? And that's all he needed. And then he would be gone. Sometimes I might have a little bit of a lyric or a little bit of a verse or whatever, and you know, he would just go from there. Sometimes he would write the whole song on his own, you know, and sometimes it was vice versa. So yeah.
And what made you come back, return to these songs on this record?
Now more than ever. This is the name of our new album, and you know, the thing about it is that when I do a song like Winter in America, for instance, younger people will come up to me and they say, wow, how did you know that this was going to be going on 50 years before when you wrote it? And you know, the sad fact is that it's still happening. You know, it never really stopped. What we were writing about was what was happening 50 years ago. And it's a sad commentary that, you know, that we still are dealing with some of the same issues.
And so now more than ever, we need to sort them out.
Exactly.
And now more than ever, what a great title record. Omar, you've also got a new album as well, Brighter the Days. You've got some great people on the record. Who have you got on there?
India Ari, Paul Weller.
Oh, love India. We love Paul Weller.
Raheem DeVaughn, Eric Roberson, to say but a few. So, yeah, quite across the board.
And you work with lots of great legends, you know, Angie Stone, Erykah Badu. And I've read that Stevie Wonder rang you up and you thought it was a scammer. So what do you do if somebody rings up and says, pretends they're being Stevie Wonder?
Well, I was like, he was like, yo, man, it's your boy. I'm like, who's that? He goes, Steve. I went, Steve who? He goes, Stevie Wonder. And I went, yeah, right. Sing me something. And then he sang something, and I was like, okay. Nobody else can sing like that.
But very nice of him to say, all right, then, yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure a lot of people ask him to do that.
Now, we've had a song from Brian's album. What one are we going to hear from you?
This is the title track from the album, Brighter the Days. I wrote it around the pandemic, and everything was dark. Everybody wasn't being let out to spend time with family and friends. So I just thought there's going to be a better time. There's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. And this song was indicative of that. And influenced by Al Green as well, because the guys I was working with at the time, writing the song together, I said, give me something Al Greenish. And when you hear the song, you'll hear exactly.
Good reference point.
Absolutely.
Very good reference point. Well, it's great to have you both here. Omar, Brian Jackson, thanks a lot. Lovely to see you again.
Good to see you.
Really great to see you. Thanks. Thanks for coming on.